What are Cooper Flagg's Summer League goals, plus what he had to say about playing point guard as he gets ready for his debut later this week? We'll discuss all that and more coming up next on the DLLS Mavs podcast. Hey, what's up, DLLS Mavs Nation? It's your man, Kevin Gray, alongside Mavericks beat writer Tim Cato, Mavericks analyst Bobby Carell. We, of course, are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys covering your favorite team, especially tomorrow as we get ready to go to Vegas for Summer League. What did Cooper Flagg have to say after his first Mavs practice today about his goals for Summer League and playing point guard later on this week as he makes his Mavericks debut? Plus, I got some burning questions from my guys as we get ready to head out to Las Vegas. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to DLLS Sports.
Including, can we get there?
Including, can we get there? We'll find a way, I'm sure, to get to Las Vegas because that's right. We are just one day away, boys and girls, from setting foot in Sin City as we get ready for NBA Summer League coverage. Thank you to Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. Cannot wait. Our coverage begins tomorrow in Las Vegas with shows beginning on Thursday. We will have post-game shows, regular shows, all kinds of stuff. And our guy Mark Stein will be joining us in Vegas again, courtesy of Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, the official hotel of the DLLS Mavs podcast.
Think we're going to see Stein actually wearing sunglasses? I'm not sure I've ever seen him.
Maybe. I'm looking forward to seeing what Stein breaks out for the trip in Vegas.
Hopefully, the finest pair of Shady Rays.
The finest for sure. Tim Cato.
Well, I'm a little confused. All pairs are fine.
That's true.
If they're Shady
I don't
Rays.
have any favorite children. I love them all.
You love them all. Tim Cato, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good, man. Feeling good. I'm going to get my hair cut a little bit later on today so I can get myself Vegas ready, Vegas sharp. Bobby already beat me to it. He's got his cut already, looking good, ready to go. Carell, how we feeling on this Tuesday?
Feeling good, man. I'm ready to rock and roll. I always get I'm excited to go, but I always get extremely anxious before a trip, especially one that's going to last 4 or 5 days like this one. Got to make sure I have enough clothes. Got to make sure it all fits in my bag. Got to make sure I don't forget any of my numerous cables. So I'm working through that and processing it right now. But I know I'm going to come out on the other side a stronger person for it.
Are you a nervous traveler? Are you someone that gets just the night before? Okay.
Well, no, I'm not nervous on a plane. I'm not nervous at an airport. I actually love being inside airports. But just tonight I'm not going to sleep. Even though our flight's in the middle of the day, I'm going to be afraid I'm going to oversleep and all that stuff. It's just, I'm a mess.
Kato, you taking many a flight. What kind of flyer are you?
A very routine one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you a music listener or a sleeper?
Oh, I can't. I have to put a lot of work in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't sleep of moving anything that moves.
Yeah, I have to set up the entire morning, not like holding off on any caffeine, anything else, and go into it purely with the idea that I'm going to sleep, and sometimes that doesn't even work.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
to give you an idea, I had a dream the other night that I was almost late to an international flight.
Oh, a specific international flight?
Yeah, I was flying to England, and I was almost late.
But you made it, though?
I did make it right in the nick of time, and I think that might be related to me wanting to go see this chess tournament on Sunday, which I'm really nervous about. But we're going to talk about that later.
We're going to definitely talk about that later. Let's talk about Cooper Flagg, as he had his first Mavericks practice today ahead of NBA Summer League. Of course, he will make his debut on Thursday evening when he takes on Bronny James, Dalton Connect, and the Los Angeles Lakers. A little bit later on, I'm going to tell you what kind of ticket prices are already going for Las Vegas when it comes to the Lakers and Mavericks Summer League game. It'll surprise you the amount that these tickets are actually going for already. But let's jump into it. Let's react to what Cooper Flagg had to say. Specifically, Tanner, the goals that he has when it comes to what he wants to accomplish in Las Vegas. Here's what Cooper Flagg had to say after practice today.
I wouldn't, say specific goals, but I just want to go out, show I've improved, show I've gotten better, and have a good game, have a couple of games.
What's that process like for you when you're getting with a group of guys that you've never played with and you're all trying to build some chemistry?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's always tough, getting in a new setting, a new team. All these guys are going through this whole process. Some guys have done it for a couple of years. Some guys it's the first time, like me. So, it's hard. It's never easy, but I think we got a good group of guys and a lot of good players, so it should make it a little easier.
So building that chemistry with his new teammates in practice, obviously for him, not necessarily any specific goals, but wanting to get better each time he steps onto the floor. Tim Cato, what did you think of those comments? We'll get to some more of him in just a moment, but obviously he's working through his new teammates and getting ready for these couple of games.
A lot of focus has been on like how NBA ready is Cooper Flagg, how much of his skill set is going to translate to the court right away in NBA games. The cliches are down. We're good to go there. We are locked in. He knows all the sports cliches.
NBA ready.
No concerns there. That's what I
Oh,
had.
that's what you got. Oh, okay.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, right on.
Right on. All right.
I mean, I think that's great. He should be trying to improve every day.
Yeah.
He should go into it with a winning mentality, with a winning mindset. He should be a team player. You know,
he's gonna be a 1% better guy.
Yes.
I just every day I just want to get 1%
1% better. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no pressure on him to do anything in Vegas other than just please don't turn an ankle, like nothing like that.
Stay healthy, my guy.
I don't even
Yeah.
want to say it. But there's no pressure on him to go for 20 and 10 or to go for 35 or to look around and see, oh, well, VJ Edgecombe is doing great, and I know we're going to talk about that, but there's no pressure on him. There's no pressure on the team. There's no pressure on anybody. It really is just go out there, play some ball, maybe get out some of he's probably got some nervous energy too.
Sure.
Just go work that off and get ready to go, because after this week in Vegas, the next time he plays in the Mavs uniform, the games are going to matter a whole lot more. And so it's just go out there, get some running, get some sweat, hopefully throw down some cool dunks, give us some good highlights to talk about, and then we keep it moving.
Yeah, as Tim says, my man's got the cliche machine down. And I've joked on this show when it comes to how Cooper Flagg comports himself, but also I think it's also kind of telling about the kind of person that we're starting to get to know who he is. My man's going to be boring as hell. He's going to give you the kind of answer that gives you the idea that my man's all about that action and about that ball. He already let us know that, hey, I'm not necessarily into all that music thing, which kind of scared Bobby a little bit. But at the same time, my man is going to be focused on that basketball for sure. And Cooper Flagg is ready to get after it in Summer League. In fact, Tanner, he may be ready to play some point guard as well when it comes to his debut later on this week. What could that look like, Cooper, when you play point guard, and what kind of confidence does Jason Kidd instilled in you to potentially do that? Take a listen.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I think, Coach Shire trusted me a lot last year, and I handled it a lot. I didn't bring it up a ton, but, on the half court, I handled it a lot and, set up a lot of different actions. So I think it's something I can do at a high level, so I'm excited.
Point Cooper, Bobby. Are we ready to see Point Cooper Flagg in these couple of games we're going to see out here with him?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, Summer League is a little different than a real NBA game, so just throw him out there and let's see what happens. But within the context of the Mavs offense, watching a lot of the stuff he did at Duke, he was taking a lot of handoffs. He was running some pick and rolls, but, it was mostly like really simple things, and that's not like downplaying them. Like the pick and roll is like the fundamental element of most offenses in the NBA. But he wasn't doing anything particularly complicated, and I think that translates to the NBA right away. The Mavs have Gafford, Lively, AD, a lot of guys that are really good in handoff and pick and roll situations, and they're big lob targets that rumble down the lane and get big. They have good hands, good catch radii, and he can just throw it up to them. So, if they can space the floor enough to give him some driving lanes and passing lanes, I think he can do some of that stuff. And, save the complicated things for year 2 or year 3 or year 4.
Yeah, point guard in this context just pretty much means, are you going to initiate possessions, or are you going to be the focal point that and then possession is intended to try to get you the ball? And I think we're going to see a mix of that. We're going to see a little bit of both. There's zero question. There's never been any question that Cooper is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. That he can do stuff with the ball in his hands. That he can be trusted with that. I hope it's a mix, though. I hope that at times they're trying to set him up in a good position, a good spot on the court that he likes and excels at, and it's not always him trying to create for himself. to get himself to those positions. But again, I'm certain it's going to be a mix of those two, and that's how it should be. And how he responds to both of those situations is, I think, telling and something he can learn and grow from.
I think one of the things we've discussed a lot when it comes to Cooper Flagg, whether watching him at Duke or starting to get to learn more about him as a player, we know what kind of defensive player that we think he can be as he gets more comfortable in the league. But one of the things I thought as he got more and more into his deeper in the season at Duke in his freshman year, underrated playmaker and passer. This is a guy that has a good feel for the game, will be able to get to certain spots and be able to get guys some open shots, particularly for guys that are going to be roaming around in the dunker spot. I'm interested to see what kind of lob passes he's going to be throwing in Summer League as well, to see if he can get downhill a little bit and make some things happen for some other guys, to put other guys in
Jamarian
positions.
Sharp's got like a 14-foot
I'm about to say
wingspan,
Jamarian
so.
Sharp might be able to cook off of Cooper Flagg lob passes throughout the course of the first couple of games in Summer League. So I think that's one of the interesting things that I'm looking forward to see, is how much more of a willing passer and playmaker is he going to be, and what that could potentially look like as we get toward the preseason and the regular season, or this upcoming season, I should say.
Yeah, really willing passer. Yeah. Definitely has talent and the ability to make reads. Yeah, I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a lot of that, and the ability that he has to be a scoring threat and a plus passer, and somebody who's gonna have the ball in his hands a lot. Yeah, I mean, it just all naturally lends itself to the fact that we're gonna see him creating for others. Like I don't think there's any doubt about that, but it's gonna be fun to see. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see how he kind of melds and meshes with a Summer League roster, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, if their starting lineup is Nembhard, Kelly, who shot the crap out of it in college, especially last year at Auburn, Maxwell Lewis, who's a rangy wing, can kind of shoot it a little bit, and then whether it's Sharp or whoever plays big, like Cooper's your 3 or your 4, that's kind of like an ideal sort of lineup construction, in my opinion. You get 2 wings that can shoot, you get Cooper, and then you got a point that can handle it or play off ball, and then you got a big that could spread the floor. Like, whew, that's really good. Now, different skill level and everything, but this is the kind of like situation and spacing, construction, and all that stuff that I think really suits his game. So I'm excited.
I want to see Cooper Flagg in the open floor. I think one of the things that we saw him at Duke
There's
is
a lot of turnovers in Summer League, so he'll get some chances.
And one of the things that you'll notice too in Summer League, if you haven't been watching so far, is that these players get 10 fouls in Summer League games. So it's not like you're going to be fouling out of games unless you're just abysmal out on the floor. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to watch these players play because there are 10 fouls in Summer League. But seeing him in the open floor with the athleticism, I'm looking forward to seeing, a steal or two and letting him go out and dunk and do some things that allow us to get the crowd excited. I think we'll see the variety of his game, and I think he'll get ample opportunity to display the different parts of his game that I think gets us excited about him as a prospect and as a player and what that could look like in the league. So lots to look forward to when it comes to Cooper Flagg coming up here over these next couple of days as we get ready for Summer League. Again, we're going to be out in Las Vegas beginning tomorrow with our Summer League coverage. Thank you to Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. We'll tell you
Cannot wait to get there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to tell you about them a little bit more here in just a second. But when we come back here on the DLLS Mavs podcast, I got some burning questions from my guys as we get ready for Summer League, including this one when it comes to the two-way situation for the Mavericks. All that and more coming up next here on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
But first, let me tell you about our friends at Empire Today, where they got flooring experts. These folks are dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. They're not selling sinks yesterday. They're not in roofing tomorrow. No, it is all floors all the time. And why is that so important? Well, it's literally every single place you've ever been to in your entire life has a floor, and there is no floor that's more important than the one that you got in your home. The Mavs need a home court advantage. You need a home floor advantage. In every single room, you want that stuff looking great, feeling great, and lasting no matter what kind of conditions you're in. Empire Today will bring the showroom to your home so you can see what your floor will look like in your lighting, with your decor, in your comfy, cozy kitchen, living room, bedroom, wherever it is. They will get you right, and you can schedule an installation as soon as the next day. So schedule a free and home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. DLLS listeners can receive a $350 discount using promo code DLLS. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com/DLLS for full details.
Let me talk to you about our partners with Superbook Westgate as we get ready to head out for Summer League in Las Vegas. Located at Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, the Westgate is able to have a lot of fun when we get ready to go out there. In fact, you're home for legendary Vegas fun. Superbook has a state-of-the-art LED display with 4K resolution, 63.2 million pixels, and more than 4,200 square feet of digital space.
You've been there before. How is it?
I have been there before. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. You've got restaurants behind you. You've got an open bar there. You've got the TVs in front of you. Plenty of seating. It's comfortable. Lighting is great in there. It makes up for a very nice atmosphere to be able to enjoy your favorite basketball game, football game, whatever you're going to be looking forward to. So I'm excited for these gentlemen to experience it because when I experienced it, it was great, and I absolutely loved it. So the fact that we are going to be partnering with Superbook Westgate is just a dream come true given what we've got going on here. Recently voted best sports book in Vegas. It's must-see destination for sports fans visiting Las Vegas. For must-see destinations for sports fans visiting Las Vegas, check out westgateresorts.com today. I got some burning questions for my guys here on the DLLS Mavs podcast, and you can answer them as well as we get ready to head out to Summer League beginning tomorrow. Make sure you're following us at DLLS_Mavs for all of your coverage when it comes to the Dallas Mavericks here at DLLS Sports. As we get ready for Summer League, gentlemen, we've already seen some really good performances from VJ Edgecombe and Ace Bailey as well with the Sixers and the Jazz, respectively. Tim Cato, burning question number one. I'll start with you on this one. With Ace Bailey, with VJ Edgecombe already having some really nice games for their respective teams, is there any additional pressure on the number one overall pick to go out and dominate this week in Vegas?
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, my
Kevin?
gosh. He's going to reverse it and throw it back to me.
Ooh,
Okay.
a burning response.
I know, right?
You know, sometimes on the show, we toss out questions, we toss out ideas, we toss out things just to kind of discuss them, just to have a something that ties together a discussion or that can bring out other lines of thinking and reasoning. When you wrote this question, do you think there's really anything but one answer? Do you think there's any scenario that any of us or really anyone in chat? And again, this is how the show goes sometimes.
That's right. Yes.
But like, I just don't think there's any scenario where what other guys, you know, even guys picked close to Cooper have any bearing on you know, kind of how we're gonna look and view and grade him.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But obviously, fans watch these games. There's always going to be natural comparisons, especially with, you know, some of the top picks in this year's NBA draft. VJ Edgecombe already having some really nice performances with, you know, or I should say one, because he's already got the thumb injury that he's dealing with, so he's a perfect Sixer already. And of course, Ace Bailey doing his thing in the last game that he played with Utah. So I'm just curious because I think a lot of fans who will be watching these games will think, man, we saw these other guys do some, you know, good things. Cooper Flagg, it's time for him to do this as well.
I am. The internet is a very reactionary place.
It is.
And if Cooper has a bad game or two, there will be reactions because there are always reactions. But no. This isn't a scenario where, you know, Anthony Bennett got drafted number one and there is controversy over it. He's the clear number one pick. He has proven himself at levels slightly higher than Summer League already. You know, he has played against Team USA and gotten rave reviews. There's just really nothing that Cooper could do at Summer League that is going to change anything about the expectations he has going into next
What if he
season.
goes for 150 points?
There are things that maybe
He go for 75 in each of the two games that he plays.
but that's how Summer League is. Especially for first year players. You play bad, you play good. If a second year player is playing bad, playing poorly, that's the one scenario where you can kind of look at it. Or a player who's been outside of the league plays really well, that can catch some eyes.
Yeah.
But I expect Cooper to play great. He is going to have counting stats. I don't think there's any doubt about this. He has a very Summer League. The type of game he has is going to do fine in Summer League, just like it's going to do fine in the NBA, just like it did fine at Duke, just like it did fine when he was playing against future Hall of Famers, scrimmaging against Team USA. But yeah, no, there's no real worries about what he's going to do or how his performances affect anything about what we expect of him.
I have found it a little interesting that there have been certain players who are still playing in Summer League games. Like, for example, with the Memphis Grizzlies. Why is Gigi Jackson still playing Summer League? There are some players that you look at and you say, I think they would be okay without playing in summer league. But at the same time, the more run that you can get and the more situations you can find yourself in as a player, I would imagine the better that you would be. But I did find it interesting that there's certain guys that are out there playing summer league that you would think they don't necessarily need to be out there, you would feel like.
To that point, is this a good point to note that Olivier Maxence Prosper is not on the roster?
I mean, yeah, he's not on
there
the
are
roster.
third-year players.
Yeah.
Or players.
Hardy was last year he played, right?
Yeah.
And he was...
Yeah, and there are players going into their third season who are at least getting a few games. There are players like Gigi Jackson who have proven...
Granted, Omex did have surgery and stuff. I don't know what his... I think he was still not even using his right wrist whenever he was at hoop camp.
Yeah, it may be... I'll check on this. It may be as simple as that. But yeah, just something to note.
And as Lions star 14 points out, Jalen Brunson looked like a dumpster fire in his first summer league.
Yeah, I completely forgotten how bad he was, and then I looked at his numbers. It was like, oh my god,
yeah, he
was like 22% or 23% or something at summer league. So, not always the best indicator.
Question number 2. I'll start with you on this one, Bobby. Which Mavericks summer leaguer has the best chance to win the Mavericks final two-way spot?
My immediate reaction to this is Maxwell Lewis because he has been on the Lakers before. I think that gives him a huge advantage over most of the other players on the team. But also, he's still eligible, but only, you get 3 years or 4 years before you are ineligible. He's had 2 years in the NBA. And, he's a guy that he came out of college after only his sophomore year, so he's still pretty young. He'll turn 23, actually, at the end of this month. Happy birthday, Maxwell Lewis. And he's from Las Vegas. He was born in Las Vegas. That's really exciting. It's like a homecoming for him.
Yeah.
So he's still kind of young, but 2 years under his belt. He's been traded. He was all right for Brooklyn after getting called up last year. Played 21 games for them. 5-point shot, 38% from three, 42 from the field. G League numbers last year were fine. He didn't play much in the G League, only 10 games combined. You're at the stage where, as a second-round pick, and you haven't really caught on yet, you're kind of on the fringes. But I think he's probably more experienced and more polished than most of the other guys on the team. And one other guy that the Mavs have invested in, Melvin Ajinça, he is an international guy, so they don't have to sign him to anything or risk losing him or whatever. So if Maxwell Lewis goes out there and plays pretty well, it could be him.
I'd say Jalen Williams, just because there's a long history of Jalen Williams succeeding in the NBA. It's just hard to bet against that name right now.
That's so true.
Very true.
And I mean, Mavs. I don't know if we can call them. Oh, what?
We have some breaking news.
Oh no.
This coming in from ESPN's Tom Sharania. Anthony Davis underwent a procedure to repair a detached retina that he suffered during the season. He played through multiple hits to the face, expected to be healthy for next training camp. So that coming in seconds ago. So interesting there that apparently Anthony Davis
is a retina?
Had a procedure to repair a detached retina that he suffered during the season. So just something to keep an eye on. No pun intended.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
My bad. It's just, it was coming out. I was like, oh, here it comes the pun. It's already out. There we go.
I don't know anything about eyes.
I mean, detached retina is not something that's minor. That's for sure. See boxers who have had detached
So they
retinas.
literally take his eye out during the surgery?
Are you reading this?
I don't know. How do you operate on that?
I do not know.
Because the retina is inside your eye.
Yes. How to repair a detached.
Oh my god! Don't make me look at it.
No.
I don't want to see it anymore.
Okay.
Oh my god! They literally take it out.
Oh wow. So
That's graphic, dude. AD T's and P's, brother. Holy moly!
The primary goal of the surgery is to reattach the retina back to the eye and seal any tears or holes. So there you go.
That is a violent looking surgery.
So
he did get hit in really hard. I forget exactly when it was, but he took
had a contusion above his eye.
He took a big shot to the face. I think right at the end of the season.
I'm trying to remember what game that was, but yeah, it was a pretty deep gash that he had above his eye. But yeah,
does this open the possibility that he goes Dwight Powell with goggles? They have goggles left over from Dwight Powell.
I think that he would look badass in goggles.
See, but here's what scared me as I saw it come up. The first words are Dallas Mavericks All-Star Anthony Davis underwent a procedure. My heart was like, wait, whoa. Let's hard stop right there. Underwent a procedure, but then the rest. So there, that's some of the breaking news there.
I mean, luckily something like this, like obviously you don't want to be going doing cartwheels and playing 5-on-5 like right away, but it's not like this affects his ability to exercise and shoot,
sure,
and do all that stuff. So, any recovery would probably be like minimal, if at all. You can just wear goggles and you're fine. So, I don't think he could have had the surgery 2 weeks ago or 2 months from now. It probably wouldn't matter at all. But yeah, I mean, still, anytime you go under the knife, it's scary.
Yeah, it is. And obviously, we haven't talked about this much during the offseason after the season ended, obviously, but he was dealing with that adductor strain, I imagine. I guess he's had avoided surgery with respect to that injury to be able to be okay moving forward there. So just another thing to think about with Anthony Davis. But yes, that is comes to him having a procedure to repair a detached retina that he suffered during the season.
The last thing I was going to add is I don't know if Jamarian Sharp counts as a Mavs fan favorite because he was just a summer league guy and I think he was on the preseason roster as well. Got outplayed by the Goatman, but depending on the Mavs roster situation and all that stuff, I mean, there's certainly, I guess, I would say an opportunity for Sharp to maybe get a two-way deal as well if he plays well like he did last year.
Yeah, I think he's a decent shout. The Mavericks, like he was in consideration for Mavericks to be handed a two-way spot. So I absolutely think that he's one of the options, probably one of the leading options, along with Maxwell, as you said. I think that's probably, if you're looking at it, my guess is those two have the best odds, but just a lot depends.
I'm surprised we didn't get a Ryan Nembhard answer out of that particular.
He's already on a two-way deal.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
I will not stand for this Ryan Nembhard erasure.
Yeah. Him and Miles Kelly
could have made a joke there,
up.
but I'm gonna leave that one where it is because there's plenty of that already happening. Never mind. Outside of Cooper Flagg, real quick, who else do you want to see for the Mavericks?
Oh, I didn't realize this was about the Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say Reed.
You
Shepherd.
can take it. You can take it.
I was gonna say Reed Shepherd again.
Reed Shepherd for the Rockets. Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby's like, I'm not doing that.
You don't want to see Reed Shepherd?
You're just like such a big go start RDSH.
Wow. Jeez.
SHPD.
I might just.
Huh.
What are you gonna do then?
I don't know. Probably not talk about Reed Shepherd anymore.
Maverick, did you want to see outside of Cooper Flagg?
Was it Gafford? Nakuma says in the chat, it was Gafford that hit 80 in the face, wasn't it?
Oh,
wasn't it friendly fire?
Was it friendly fire?
That did happen, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it was. I think you're right.
I think I tweeted the Mavs are inventing new ways to get injured.
Yeah, it was an elbow.
And Gafford
it was
an
an
elbow,
wasn't
AD?
It was like a rebound, I think, and he came down or something. It was like a whole deal.
Oh, man.
I forgot all about that.
I did forget about that.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that was the second case of major friendly fire on the Mavs after Luka took a kick to the calf earlier. So
I actually think I'm thinking about when Dwight Powell and Omax ran into each other, going for a loose ball right on the baseline.
happened.
Oh, man, they headbutted each other. Yeah,
that happened,
crazy.
and then Dwight also damn near killed Kyrie the year before too.
Right.
Damn.
Portland.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently this happened on April 2nd. What game was that when they played? Who did the Mavericks?
Don't tell me.
Who did the Mavericks play on that day?
April 2nd.
April 9th was the Lakers game. Don't worry about that. The Mavericks play. Who did they play on April 2nd? Now I'm going down the rabbit hole.
That wasn't a Bucks game, was it?
It was a win.
It was a win.
It was a very notable win.
Hawks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Hawks? Oh, yeah, because AD left the game, and then he came back in.
Game winner. Yeah. Damn.
That's pretty good lore.
Get elbowed in the face. So he had a detached retina as he was making a game-winning jump shot that night. Gosh,
well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it happened then or I mean, I don't know. I don't know S about eyes. So it could have disintegrated and detached later or something. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, how it works.
Let's just go with it. So AD with a detached retina apparently had 34-15 in the game winner.
Gamer, absolute gamer.
That's crazy. Wow. So we had a dude shoot free throws with a torn ACL and a dude playing with a detached retina and a
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if a
injury.
retina can be partially detached. Obviously, if it's all the way detached, I think that we would have seen literally like we would have seen it. It would have just been detached
completely.
Yeah, so
Got it.
probably maybe it was just causing him some pain for a while. I don't know.
Well, shout out to
I don't
AD.
know anything about eyes. I'm going to be honest.
Well, I got 4 of them. I definitely know something about it for sure. Shout out to AD for gutting it out and toughing it out throughout the rest of the regular season with that. Let's take our next break here on the uh-oh.
That was just habit.
What do we
cut
just
us
do?
off.
No, I cut cameras like solo
Oh, to the
camera.
other one
Oh.
that's not
It's
there?
not there.
That's right.
That was just out of habit.
That's amazing. Let's take our next break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, I'm going to tell you how much these tickets are going for the Lakers and Mavericks. It will actually kind of blow your mind how much these tickets are going for in Vegas for Summer League. Plus, what we're going to be looking forward to doing in Las Vegas. All that more coming next year on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
Started by 2 college friends, Saturday Neon makes officially licensed collegiate logo LED neon signs, perfect for your home, office, dorm room, fan cave, bar, pool area, attic. Let's see, living room, maybe your car. You got a big enough one? Maybe your RV, perhaps even your swimming pool. Check out their new essential collections featuring almost 50 of the biggest schools across the country. They start for only $25. They've got Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. And unlike traditional neon, these LED signs won't break or shatter. They're still going to give you that classic uniform glow that you know and love. Also last up to 100,000 hours, so you're going to be enjoying your sign for years to come. Super easy to install as well. Head over to SaturdayNeon.com and use code DLLS for 10% off your newest favorite sign.
We are headed to Vegas, just like our DLLS Cowboys folks are headed to Vegas as well. Heading to Vegas with True Fan Travel, the ultimate experience. That's right, the DLLS road trip, Las Vegas style for our Cowboys crew is going to be November 15th through the 18th. DLLS is taking over the strip for an unforgettable weekend in Vegas, and you need to be there. Join us as the Cowboys take on the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football on November 17th. This all-inclusive trip includes a 3-night stay at a luxury Vegas resort, game tickets, VIP parties as well, and exclusive events with the DLLS crew and fellow diehard fans as well, and much, much more. You might even check out Chill out on the strip, and that will be a hell of a time for sure. This is how Dallas does Vegas. Book now at truefantravel.com. Again, that's truefantravel.com. November 15th through the 18th with our DLLS road trip with our Cowboys crew with DLLS Cowboys, as we are going to be warming up Vegas, if you will, starting tomorrow as the DLLS Mavs podcast. Our entire show, including our guy Tanner, going to be hanging out in Las Vegas, in Sin City, starting tomorrow, courtesy of the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. And the Superbook at Westgate is going to be absolutely incredible.
Got to stay hydrated, man.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot in Sin City over the next 4 or 5 days. Would you say temperatures over 100 each of the
108
days? That's
the high. The low is like 84. It's the coldest it will be while we're there.
Is 84 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring your sunscreen.
It's a 4-time Stardust event right now in Pokemon Go. I will be walking up and down the strip for hours.
Oh,
okay?
wow. Okay, so plenty of water for you, my guy.
I got to take advantage of this.
Plenty of water for you. Let me let you know. So speaking of Vegas, right? We're gonna be out there for
Toltec,
summer.
we'll talk about that in a second. Trust.
Oh, what they're gonna gamble or not? We'll talk about that in just a second. So with the Lakers taking on the Mavericks, so remember that game will be on Thursday, and then the Mavericks take on the Spurs, Dylan Harper on that Saturday. So check this out. This comes from TickPick. Okay, if you follow them, awesome. At TickPick on X, right? So they have the prices for what these tickets are going for that Summer League game. Lower bowl seats, check this out, going for $650.
Holy mackerel.
For the lower bowl to get in, okay? Courtside, you ready for this? Courtside, $2,500 on average to get in to watch the Lakers Mavericks Summer League on Thursday.
So Mark Stein made a very bold prediction last week. He said LeBron's going to be courtside. Are we sure about that now? Are we sure he's going to pay?
Might be getting priced out, dude.
There is actually legitimately, I can't, like, LeBron is famously a very frugal guy in some ways. Like he asked people for subscription service logins. I swear to God, I've heard this somewhere.
Well, LeBron, promo code DLLS on Game Time will save you $20 on your first purchase. What time is it? Game Time.
Game Time.
Honestly, in that's important because like $2,480 for a courtside seat feels much more.
It's a game
realistic.
changer.
Yeah, you feel like you caught a break there.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that
game
is
changer.
actually a price I'd be willing to pay. $2,500 is just that's insane. That's too much.
Laker games in Vegas go hard. So I've only been to one Lakers game at a summer league. It was the semifinals of 2017 Vegas Summer League. It was Mavs versus Lakers. That was Lonzo and I think Zubats was on that team. Maybe Josh Hart was on that team. Kuzma was on that team.
Summer league teams ever.
Yeah, no, they were
Like,
unbelievable. They ended up
yeah.
losing the finals to Portland. I think Caleb Swanigan was on that team for the Blazers. But the crowd, I mean, it was sold out. It was full, and it was loud as hell in there, man. It was unbelievable. The Lakers, like, shot like 80% in the first half or something. I've never seen anything like that. Mavs still almost came back and won, but came up short in the end.
The average ticket price, I told you what they are for the lower bowl and for courtside. The average ticket price overall, according to TickPick for that game on Thursday, a little over $200 to get in the door for that game. I see someone in the chat, Seth King says, I'm sorry, where'd he go? Oh, Lone Star 14. That ticket thing is ridiculous. My friend just bought a ticket for $71 last night. I'm assuming for general admission is what they're talking about.
Make sure you get there early
if
you want a good seat.
So I guess that just kind of gives you an idea of the anticipation of what this game could look like. I need to go back and see then what the average ticket price was when Victor Wembanyama made his debut, because that was one of the more anticipated Summer League debuts over the last 15, 20 years as well. Zion is another one that immediately comes to mind in terms of anticipated Summer League debuts. But there's quote-unquote star power in that game when you start thinking about who was playing for the Lakers, and obviously Cooper Flagg making his debut. What do you make of that when it comes to the ticket prices for a Summer League game in the middle of July going for $2,500?
Yeah, I mean everything about the NBA has become a event, and
That's true.
That's a credit to the league and the way that they've branded and processes this Summer League. When I first started going, my first year out there would have been 2014, I think I went in 2014, missed 2015, and then I've been every year 2016 on. And yeah, just a very, back when I first started going, not every single team in the NBA even went out there. It was like 20 or 22 teams participated. And, now it's all 30. Now they usually add a G League All-Star team and sometimes even a team from Australia or somewhere else, something like that. So it's just a massively, massively different experience from what it was. But yeah, the anticipation for the rookies, for the prospects, for the top picks playing each other is always the part that pops, and the Lakers being part of it, with Vegas basically being Los Angeles East. That always is something excited. That Lonzo team for sure. I remember just how much how the fandom was. The fan base
Caruso was on that team.
I believe so. Yeah. So. It's a fun event. It's growing and different and more hyped and more celebrated and more of a capital E event every single year. And we've seen that growth. But for the my experience on it is almost, I almost view it as like a work convention. Like this is the industry NBA conference where everybody comes together, and the only time all year that everybody's going to be in the same place. The NBA Combine and lottery, a lot of people are going to be there. NBA Draft, a lot of people are going to be there. The G League Showcase, a lot of front office people are going to be there. Some journalists, but in terms of the entire industry of the NBA, the industry of basketball, when you're talking about, journalist media like us, when you're talking about every single team, front office and coaching staff, players,
A lot of power brokers going to be in
like
Summer League.
agents are all going to be there. Yeah. The shoe companies, the apparel companies are all going to be there. Their reps, their presidents, VPs, they're all going to be there. Like I said, the players are showing up here and there for a few days at a time. It's the one event in the NBA that brings together that type of just attendance and ubiquity that just every single person shows up. And This one is obviously a little bit different, a little bit exciting since Dallas has a prospect that is, everybody is psyched to see. But it's a one of a kind event. It's one I look forward to every season, every single summer, even though it's in July every year.
Yeah,
hottest month possibly go to Vegas. The only thing that is a bummer about it, but yeah, no, fun event.
That Lakers team did win the finals. I thought they lost to the Blazers, but they won the championship game. In that semifinal game against the Mavs, they shot 17 of 22 from three.
Jeez.
77.3%. They ended up winning the game by 10. Wow, unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, Summer League it's awesome. It's really fun to go to as a fan. I don't really know because I've never been as a fan. When I go,
This has always been a work trip for you, huh?
Yeah, I've always had the credentials, so I could just watch however many games I wanted. I don't know how the pricing works, but I think that there's day passes, and you can just go in, check out as many games as you want. There's 2 gyms. There's always at least one game going on, but there's usually 2. One of the gyms is a little bigger, a little more pomp and circumstance in there. One of the gyms is like a high school gym, so you're just right up there watching these dudes play, and they're 15, 20 feet away from you. A great way to see action up close that, let's be honest, most people just can't afford to sit courtside, at a Mavs versus Lakers Summer League game, let alone Mavs versus Lakers regular season game. But you go to Cox Pavilion and you see Cooper Flagg take on the Spurs or whatever for $40. Like, that's something you're never going to be able to do and sit that close. So it's a great place to go. Not only to see your favorite team, but also all 29 other teams, all their coaches, all their stars are in town that first weekend, sitting courtside. You can see all of them. Like, everyone you've ever seen on TV is in Vegas that weekend. And so it's basketball nirvana.
I'm excited. This will be my first Summer League that I'm going to, so I'm very excited to be able to experience this. I've heard a lot about it throughout the course of the years, and the excitement that's around it, whether the players themselves who are playing, the individuals that are there to watch the games themselves, but also, hell, it's Vegas. Who doesn't love going to the entertainment capital of the world, especially these days with the way that Vegas is booming in really pretty much every area when you think about it, especially in the sports scene, when it comes to NFL and the NBA, having a lot of its certain events there. And if tickets are going like this for a Lakers Mavs Summer League game, think about what it's going to be when the Mavericks and the Lakers get together at T-Mobile Arena a little bit later on this year as well, when Cooper Flagg makes his preseason debut for the Mavericks, and if Luka Doncic is playing for the Lakers in that preseason game as well.
There's no way he'll duck Coop.
As I mean, so if the anticipation is seeing, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and all these players playing in a preseason game, the tickets for that, I would imagine, will be pretty damn expensive for that as well. So, but that just gives you an idea of the kind of excitement that is building toward NBA Summer League. There's going to be a ton of coverage.
Real quick. Sorry, KG.
Yeah.
The 2 venues, Sarah in the chat says, so, and Sarah will be there. Sarah, look forward to say hi. But for anyone else in the chat that's going that hasn't been before, the 2 venues are right next to each other, and there's a hallway that connects them. You can just literally walk from the concourse of the Thomas and Mack is the big one. There's a hallway that wraps around. You just walk right through there. It might be down steps or down an elevator. I don't remember.
No.
Oh, it's just right there.
Yeah, it's on the same level. It's,
Okay.
it's the concourse. The concourse connects the 2, and it's very easy to get back and forth.
Yeah, you just walk right in.
For
I've taken the elevator down for Mavs.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Cox Pavilion, you are at risk of them running out of seats. And so if they're full, you can wait in line to slowly get in. So if you're really wanting to see a Cox Pavilion game,
Which is the smaller gym.
that's the smaller gym. And if it's especially if it's a more anticipated matchup, I would recommend going early, trying to get a seat like 30 minutes before the game, but you'll be able to get in. But yeah, it's free. It's free open seating. Obviously, we're talking about the ticket prices for some of the marquee games. They have gone to, a paid seat market model, but that's going to be like half of the lower bowl is. I guess I don't know how to, but yeah, I think it's usually about half or 2/3 of the lower bowl. So, there's even lower bowl tickets that absolutely. There's other people in the chat saying like show up a little bit early. For that Cooper versus Bronny for the Lakers Mavs game, which is going to be in Thomas and Mack. That's the much larger arena. It's probably like a 10K or 8K seater. And yeah, just show up a little bit early for any game that you're wanting to see. If it's a very if it's going to have a lot of attention on it. But yeah, super easy to navigate the concourse back and forth.
And we will be there starting tomorrow, courtesy of Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, the official hotel of the DLLS Mavs podcast. We are on our way to NBA Summer League. We cannot wait. And our guy Mark Stein will be meeting with us there as well. Let's take our final break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, what are some of the top things to do in Las Vegas? I need my Las Vegas diehards to let us know some of the things that we need to do while we're in Vegas. Get Tanner to do it as well. All that coming up next year on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
But first, it's Die Hard time. You scan the QR code beneath me. You can become a diehard here at DLS Sports. We're closing in, I believe, on, is it 28,000 subs?
That's right.
We're closing in on 28,000 subs. It's been so much fun bringing you daily sports coverage of all your favorite teams over the last damn near 11 months now. We're coming up on the 1 year Annie. Cannot wait for that. But if you want to take your sport one step further than just tuning into the live shows or catching our VODs or watching shorts or whatever, sub into the channel, then you can become a diehard when you do. Get a free shirt of your choice. We got more than 40 to choose from. And if you see one that you like, grab it. If you see 5 that you like, you get a discount on all the other stuff. It is spectacular. There's nothing else like it in the world.
Is there really not?
I don't know. Probably not. I don't think so. It's great. It's awesome. We're always rolling out new stuff like the flag captured shirt that Tanner conveniently just put up right now. Thank you for that, Tanner. There's also the Discord, the DLS Diehard Discord server, a great place to go hang out with fellow diehards. We got channels in there for all the teams that we cover, for video games, for movies. Hey, you like books? We got a books one. Hey, you like games? We got a games one.
You like pro wrestling?
We got a wrestling one.
Got one there for you, too.
There's also the website, alldls.com, where you get to read stuff from Tim and people like Tim that also work here that are covering your favorite teams. You get your physical diehard card.
Bam!
And so much more. Tim, can you describe in 20 seconds the next thing that you're going to write?
Yeah, I can.
Well, can you do it in 15 now?
Yeah, looking into two bigs, playing two centers together, a lot of lineup, and kind of was looking into the data about how it actually played out in the postseason last year, what it looks like going forward. It has obviously a Mavs hook since Mavs are planning to do that, but there's a lot more to it as well.
So become a diehard and read stuff like that every single day. Thank you.
Let's finish up here on the DLLS Mavs podcast today. Programming note, we are off tomorrow as we'll be traveling to Las Vegas to get ready for NBA Summer League. So we will be off tomorrow, but we will be back on Thursday for our show. We have a special guest that's going to be joining us for that show. We'll let you know who that is on Thursday. It is on Thursday. But also reacted to the news as well. If you missed it a little bit earlier on in our show, Anthony Davis had a procedure to repair a detached retina that he suffered during the regular season, as reported by ESPN. He is expected to be healthy for training camp later on this fall, which begs the question, my man didn't have any glasses on or nothing after suffering that suffering that injury. It's a little scary to think about.
I mean, and the takeaway is that we don't know that anything.
True.
You know, whether this affect him on the court, whether, you know, so, and certainly I think, you know, this one has a more, whoa, you know, kind of reaction that it was a retina, but yeah, he had an off-season surgery. That's pretty common. I'd be curious if you know, if there is anything to it, if there is anything like further that in how it affected his game, how it affected his play, whether it could affect his play, anything like that.
There's no way it did. He was great in the play-in. Those are like his best games as a Mav.
Yeah, he dropped 40 in the in the game against the Grizzlies.
Kick ass for most of the game against the Kings too.
I think if there's one takeaway, it's a reminder that Anthony Davis gets hurt a lot and he misses a lot of games for injury, but he does not miss games for injury because he's soft. That has never been his rep as a player. He has always been someone who played through injury, plays through injury, sometimes to his own detriment. So you can be an injury-prone player. You can be a unreliable, like a history of being unreliable in terms of how often you are available to play. That is a different thing than saying that he just rests games whenever he's feeling bad. He is somebody who plays through a lot of injuries. And if it was the April 2nd game that he came back, he left, and that's when he suffered the injury, and he came back into that game and hit a game winner. So that, I just want, if there's any takeaway, it is a clarification of Anthony Davis's injury history and what he does about it. So
Danny, you can go back and listen or watch the DLLS Mavs podcast from a little bit earlier for reports on Cooper Flagg and his first practice for the day. You can also follow us at DLLS_Mavs. You can see some practice footage from Cooper Flagg there as well. Some top things to do in Las Vegas, gentlemen, as we get ready to head out to Sin City. Bobby's been itching to talk about this because he's excited for one particular thing that's happening apparently at the end of our trip.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say most of the things that we're going to do while we're out there. That's the whole point of Vegas, right? But one thing that I will admit to, I love playing blackjack. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm not laying $500 down on a hand or anything, but I'll take a couple $100 down there and see if I can turn that into something more, or if I go home sad. But the main thing that I'm going to do outside of spending time at the sports book at the Westgate,
That's
which
right.
essentially I've already said this. If you can't find me, it's because I'm hanging in the book, probably dining.
That's right, Tanner. Superbook, Westgate, Las Vegas.
Probably having a drink, probably having some food, maybe both. On Sunday, there is a chess festival at the Wynn, okay, which is right near where we're staying. We're at the Westgate. It's like a block away from where we're staying. Featuring Derrick Rose. It's Derrick Rose's event. But Derrick Rose and a bunch of current and former NBA players are playing hand and brain chess with like the top 20 chess players in the world.
Yeah, I'm playing it.
Yeah, Tanner will be in the event.
Oh, okay.
Dressed as Magnus Carlsen. For those who don't know, Tanner and Magnus, I think they were separated at birth. I'm pretty sure they're brothers. They look exactly alike. But I'm a huge chess fan. I'm a gigantic nerd. I own it. It's awesome to see so many basketball players starting to play now. Tickets are only $75. It's my best. There's an actual like proper chess tournament featuring just the pros the next week, but we won't be there for that. But this is like my only chance to see all those guys. Magnus is gonna be there. Hikaru, Fabi, Arjun, a bunch of Noterbeck will be there. Like, all the top players in the world will be there.
And they're playing against NBA players?
No, so they're playing hand and brain. So they'll tell, like, one player will be matched up with one pro, and the pro will say, move the pawn, but they won't say which pawn.
Oh, okay.
And the NBA player will have to figure out where to go.
Oh, wow.
And so it's like, it's kind of, you're playing on a team against another team. And
like a pro-am of chess, if you will.
yeah, the only thing is that event takes place like hours before we leave. And so I'm going to be cutting it close to get to the airport, but I have to go, man. I have to go see these guys.
Well, if Bobby isn't on the show on Monday, you'll know why. Okay? Because he's hanging out in Vegas. So fortunately for me, this is be my second trip to Vegas in the last 3 months. I went to Las Vegas for WrestleMania earlier this year, and one of the things I had to make sure I did was go to the Sphere. It's connected to the Venetian. I saw a show there called Postcard from Earth. Incredibly immersive experience going to the Sphere. I highly encourage you, if you've never been to Vegas and you've never gone to the Sphere, you need to go to the Sphere. It is absolutely incredible. The seating, it's obviously in the form of a sphere, but you've got the stage out in front of you and the screens all around you. It is absolutely incredible. I would encourage anyone to go.
Oh, Backstreet Boys playing there this Friday.
They are playing there this Friday.
And Saturday.
Now, if NSYNC had been performing, I would have thought about going.
And Sunday.
But it's Backstreet Boys. No, good on that.
All right, didn't you say Backstreet Boys over NSYNC?
I did.
Time to prove it.
Oh, so I'm about to say it's time to put your money where your mouth is, Kato.
Time to
You're
prove it.
creating a false binary. Just because I chose one thing over the other does not make me the biggest fan in the world.
Fake fan.
It sounds like you know.
More like Whack Street Boys.
Anyway,
Wow.
I don't go to Vegas with a plan usually. I mean, I have specific things there's when it comes to like the on-court action in the games, yes, there's some that I'm aiming for, but generally I just see what Vegas has in store. Sometimes that does include a little bit of blackjack, a little bit of little bit of gambling, a little bit of hanging out in the casinos. I remember a decade ago, me and Jake Fisher ended up at a table, a $5 blackjack table, and we ended up sitting next to like this guy who had oil money from Australia, and he kept like teasing that he was going to be like, well, I don't even need this money, I'm so rich, I might just hand you all the chips when I'm done. And he was also like blasted out of his mind at the time, and so he kind of strung us along. But unforgettable, great experiences. We were just texting about this, but yeah, I mostly go there to with a lot of people I want to see, a lot of people in the industry, a lot of people with teams, a lot of people in media who are friends of mine, but sometimes just friends once a year. The only chance that we actually get to see each other, hang out is at Vegas, in Vegas at Summer League. So. that's usually how I try to structure my trip. Usually don't, sign up for anything, but I just see where everything takes me.
Gotta have fun, man. You gotta have fun. There are times where you get like basically whenever I would go with the Mavs, you stay in those days they would have a tournament, so it wasn't just 5 games guaranteed and then you leave like it is now, or 6, whatever it is. It was you would play until you lose, and when you lose, you leave. And so our flight home would always be the first flight in the morning, the day after they lost and got eliminated. And so that means we're leaving the hotel like 4 or 5 a.m. And there was one time I had to leave the hotel at 4 or 5 a.m. and my flight home wasn't until like 11. So I was at the airport for like 5 hours and it sucked. But every single time we left the hotel at 4 in the morning, there were still players at the tables.
Wow.
Some of them were on the Mavs. It's like, so they just didn't go to bed, which I always thought was pretty funny. So it is a 24-hour city.
Yeah, the player spotting is one of the most fun things. Like, you spend time in the casinos, you're just gonna be like, oh, there's DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah. Now don't bother them. Be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Be cool.
For sure.
Especially
Of
if they're
course,
at a
of course.
table.
Yeah.
You don't ever talk to someone while they're at a table, especially if they're on a heater.
That's true. Don't want to bother them.
I'm curious to check out the NBA lines too. I'm gonna lay some money down on the NBA while I'm out there at the Westgate. Westgate, I look forward to getting your money.
We're gonna have some conversations about that a little bit later on this week. And speaking of conversations, Tanner, can you go to Jordy's comment in the chat a little bit ago? He is in Vegas, and keep going, and right there. Yeah, Jordy, shout out to you, man. I'll be at the Mavs,
let's go.
Summer League opener on Thursday. Would love to meet y'all. We're gonna make that happen, Jordy. We're gonna meet you.
Yeah, if you're out there, let us know.
Yes, please let us know.
At least one of us will come find you. If I'm at the table or if I'm at the book, I won't be able to find you. But at least one of us will come say what's up.
Lionstar 14 says they walked down Fremont Street, the Fremont Street experience, ran into Kirk of Mavs Moneyball there like years ago.
I've actually never been to Fremont Street before.
Oh, you haven't?
That's like the covered one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never been there.
I think I've been there either.
Yeah.
It looks
just
cool.
Had a tweet. Kyrie Irving.
Well, let's see. Let's see what Mark Stein had to say.
$118.5 million is the official total.
Ooh,
with a
trade
player
kicker.
option for year 3, a 15% trade kicker,
Woo!
and an advance payment provision for half of each season's salary by October 1st.
Player option year 3 is pretty interesting. I can't
They gave him a
imagine
player option the last time around.
I can't imagine a scenario where at that age he would opt out unless he comes back and is just awesome and they like win the title, or there's some sort of like they're really good and he's awesome and healthy. But good for him for negotiating that. And then a trade kicker is
You're about
also,
to say a trade kicker in there too.
yeah, a trade kicker is great for him as well.
So there you go. Our guy Mark Stein with some additional details when it comes to Kyrie Irving.
Part of the jersey graphic too. I used to make those all the time. That was part of my job.
Shout out to Mark there with the contract details. 3-year deal. Official totals at $118.5 million. Player option for year 3 for Kyrie Irving, who, of course, is making his return. Mavericks after having suffered that ACL. Tanner, what are you looking forward to doing in Las Vegas before we get out?
I don't really gamble much. Maybe I'll just. Sometimes I do blackjack. I like doing craps if I have someone with me who knows about it and can help me out.
Okay.
But mainly I love going to shows. Like Ka, there's
Ooh.
a Cirque du Soleil show called Ka that's like martial arts based. The rotating
Not about
stage.
fish.
It's no.
Okay.
It's not. It's amazing. I don't know.
Is that
They're
playing right
expensive.
now?
I don't know it. I've been like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, okay.
It has like a rotating stage, climbing over, falling off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing that. Sounds like a lot of fun. But we are extremely excited again, courtesy of the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, the official hotel of the DLLS Mavs podcast. We are headed to Summer League, boys and girls. The next time you will hear and see from us, if not on social media, will be on Thursday. Remember, we are off tomorrow here on the DLLS Mavs podcast as we are traveling to Las Vegas. We'll be back on Thursday. We've got a special guest that's going to be joining us for our daytime show, and then we will have our
Better be
post-game show.
special.
It will be special.
It better be a day show.
And it will be a day show.
Okay.
And then we'll have our post-game show as well Thursday evening after Cooper Flagg makes his Mavericks debut against Bronny James and the Los Angeles Lakers. So again, follow us at DLLS_Mavs for all of your Mavericks coverage as we will be in Las Vegas Again, courtesy of the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. You guys ready to head to Vegas?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Tanner, you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Very quick housekeeping. We might go live on the channel for like a little bit tomorrow just to experiment with the tech, but the next time we're doing a full show is Thursday. So if you do see us live tomorrow, we're just vibing. It's not like an actual show or anything.
That's right.
I had to make that. I had to say that.
Appreciate our guy Tanner making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. That is our Mavericks analyst, Bobby Curl. That is our Mavericks beat writer, Tim Cato. I'm your host, Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We will talk to you Thursday live from Sin City in Vegas for NBA Summer League. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you later. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.